Hello CAD students, this is Mr. Erickson. I'm doing a demonstration for you today from the midterm project. So here's the midterm project. This is available in Canvas for you to download. You can download the folder and unzip it, and you will have this file in it. The only thing that's going to be different about your file is you will not have this part of it over here, which is the PDF that shows the layers. I brought this in here so I can look at it while I'm working. I did this for this demonstration. It's not required that you do this, but you have this file exactly as is. Now what's important is that you keep all those files in the same folder, because if you don't, you're not going to see this image. If you open up this file, the midterm project file, and you do not see this image, then either you didn't unzip the folder correctly, or you didn't keep all the files in the same folder. So if you have any questions with how to do that, please let me know. So what we're going to do today is we're going to lay out the walls for the building, for the main part of the building. If you read through the instruction, you'll see that I've included the description of the thicknesses for the walls. So the exterior walls right here are 6-inch thick. The interior walls are 5-inch thick. Pocket walls and wet walls are 8 inches thick. And that's all we really need to know to do this first part. Okay, so exterior wall thickness. The building, the house exterior wall dimension, not including the porches, is 41 foot 6 by 29 foot 8 deep. Okay, so that's what we need to know. So that's what I'm going to start with. So I'm going to just start off away from my image just to show you, okay? So 41.6, 29.8, that's what I need to know. So I'm going to start the rectangle command. And I'm going to click right there. And I'm going to make a rectangle. So the way you do this, if you want to type in the values, is you type the @ symbol first. So I do Shift 2, which is @ symbol, and then I type in the distance, which is 41 foot 6, 41 foot 6, and then I hit comma and 29 foot 8, 29 foot 8. Okay, so there's my rectangle. That represents the outside of the exterior walls of the building. Now this part and this part are porches. I'm talking about this portion of the building right here. So I'm going to move this into place now. So I'm going to click on it and just move it right up here into place. The image that you see here is for reference only, so it's not always going to line up. It's not going to perfectly line up with my lines. What's important is the location of where you place your lines. So I'll put that right there. Okay, so generally it lines up with the outside of the building. If you look at the lines in relationship to the image file. Now, how thick are the exterior walls? Well, it says right there, 6 inches. So I'm going to offset this line 6 inches. Offset 6. Enter. Click on the rectangle and then move my cursor to the inside and click. So I have a wall thickness that is 6 inches all the way around the outside of the walls right here, and that's what I want. All right, so now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay out all of the vertical walls in the building, starting from left and working my way to the right. So if I look at the floor plan, here's a vertical wall, 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 and here's a vertical wall. And the way that you should envision this is look at the floor plan without any openings for the doors or the windows. Okay, so imagine all of these walls without doors or without windows or without openings. So this is an opening, this is a door, here's a door, here's an opening right here. So as you're going to see, this wall right here is one continuous wall. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a wall right on top of here. that matches up perfectly with that inside line, and then I'm going to start moving it to the right, and when it gets close to this line right here, I'm going to look at the value that it shows me on the screen, and then I'm going to type in a value that's a round number. So start the move command, M, space, click on my line, enter. Doesn't really matter where I click for the base point. Start moving the line to the right. I'm moving it, keeping it straight. And now I'm going to zoom in, and I'm looking at, not at my cursor. I'm not looking at my cursor. I'm looking at the line and on the image from the wall and the line that I've drawn. I want to make sure that they match up. That's where they match up, right there. I'm not looking at my cursor at all. I have no idea what my cursor says. Okay? I'm just looking at the vertical line that I've drawn and the line from the image file. All right, now I'm going to look at that number. The number says 14 foot 3 1/2 inches. Well, unless there's a very good reason, there's no reason I should type in the half inch, so I'm going to make it a round number. I'm going to make it 14 foot 3 inches. I'm going to type in 14 foot 3 and press enter. How thick are the interior walls? Well, it says right here, 5 inches. Interior wall thickness, 5 inches. So what am I going to do? I'm going to offset that line 5 inches. Offset 5 inches. And this is an example of what I was saying about, imagine that these walls don't have any doors or don't have any openings. So that, if you look at that like that, that double line represents one wall that goes continuous from the top to the bottom. I'm going to come back later and trim those out, but right now I want to leave it just like it is, okay? So now where is my next wall? Well, my next wall is right here. Now this is a wet wall, or a pocket wall, because it's got a pocket door right here, and so it's thicker than the normal walls. It's thicker than even the exterior walls. Pocket walls over here are said to be 8 inches. Pocket wall and wet wall, 8 inches. So I'm going to take this wall line, this line right here, and copy it and start going this way till it lines up with this. So copy, click on the wall, enter, click a base point, doesn't matter where really. I'll click right here, and now I'm looking at the line, not at my cursor, but the line. And when the line matches up with the inside of that wet wall, I'm going to click, or the pocket wall there. So I'm not going to click, I'm going to type in the value. So it says 3 foot 1 1/16. If you look at that, my cursor, by my cursor, it says 3 foot 1 1/16. Now again, I don't want a fraction. I don't want to see any fractions on your drawing unless absolutely necessary. So in this case, I'm going to round it off to the nearest inch. So that would be 3 foot 1. 3 foot 1. Now you might say, well, why are you adding a 1 inch? Isn't that unnecessary? You know, in small projects, it's typical to spend a lot of time massaging the location of walls to get them in the right location, moving an inch here, taking away an inch, so that everything fits correctly, but it has exactly as much room as it needs, but no more. It's really important to try to be efficient like that. All right, so now that wall, I know how wide is it? It's 8 inches. So I'm going to offset 8 inches. Offset 8. Okay, there's my wall. And now it goes up beyond where I need it to be. That's okay. I'm not concerned about that. I'll come back later and trim all that out. I'm just working on all the vertical walls going from left to right. All right, so my next vertical wall is right here in the kitchen. So I'm going to copy this, click here, started the copy command, clicked on my wall, press spacebar for enter. Base point can be anywhere I want, doesn't really matter where. Click right there. Now I'm looking at the line, I'm not looking at my cursor. I'm looking at the line, and I get it close. Now I look at the number is 4 foot 0 5/16. Obviously I don't want the 5/16, so I'm going to just type in 4 foot, enter. All right. And so I'm going to just keep going right now. I'm going to put in the rest of my walls here, okay? The rest of my vertical walls. So now I'm looking down at the bottom. So I'm going to keep it going straight. You want to make sure you're going straight. So, because that's the only way you're going to get the orthogonal distance. So it says 5'6" and 5/16. Well, I'll type in 5'6". Get rid of the 5/16. And I'm only doing one side of the wall right now. I'm going to go to this one, 9'5". No, I have one more. I have one right here. Let me put this one. If you look down in the closet down there in the master bedroom in the below. 7'9". All right, and now I'm going to keep going. 9'6". All right, so that's all of my vertical walls. Now I can offset. So this one here is a wet wall that's 8 inches, so offset 8. I might move this one back a little bit because I can see it's pretty tight in there. Move that back a couple inches. All right, that's better. Now, let me offset a couple of these right here. This one's going to be offset 5 inches, offset 5, offset 5, and this one is, that's offset 8 because that's a pocket door. All right. Now, one thing that I do know is that this distance, and I'll measure that from there to there, where the bathtub sits, and just by pure luck that it came out to be 5 feet. That's what it should be. Bathtubs, standard bathtubs are 60 inches, which is 5 feet. So it's just pure luck that it came out to be exactly what it would be. But I would know that I needed it to be 5 feet. So if it wasn't, I would move this wall over here. I would grab these walls, these two walls right here, and move them so that that distance that I just measured from this corner to that corner would be 5 feet. So that's how big it has to be. All right, so if you look at it, it looks kind of strange, right? But those are all of my vertical walls that I need inside the building. And now I can start laying out the horizontal walls, the walls going in this direction. Now, if you look at the plan, one thing you'll notice about it is that it is symmetrical, which means it's the same, the hallway that goes down the middle is right in the middle of the building. So I'm going to draw a guideline that goes right down the middle. So start the line command, snap to the midpoint of here, and then just come straight out past my building. And that is the center of this space, okay? It's equal distance from this side to that line and that line to this side. So if I measure that, you'll see what I'm talking about. So that's 14.4, and then do this side. All right, 14.4 should be the same. Okay, that's correct. All right, so whatever, I'm going to copy this line up and I'm going to copy it down. And whatever distance I do going up is the same distance I'm going to do going down. So copy it, start the copy command, grab the line, start going up and look at the distance. It says 1 foot 8 and 7/8. So I'm going to type in 1 foot 8. And then I'm going to exit the copy command and go back into it and then go the opposite direction. Copy, select the middle line and go down. 1 foot 8. Okay, there's other things I could have done. I could have mirrored it. I could have just used that one line and went back down, but it's kind of the way my brain works right now, so I just exited the command and then restarted it. All right, so this is a pocket wall, so that's going to be an 8-inch offset. This is a pocket wall. It's going to be an 8-inch offset, so offset 8. Space bar for enter, click the line, go up, click the line, go down. All right, so it's going to start getting a little confusing when you look at it like this, but you just have to be aware that, these are not going to be continuous, all right? are these lines. Some of these lines are not going to be continuous. Now, like this line right here, this wall right here that's going vertical, I know it stops at this line right here. I know it stops at that line. So I'm going to trim it. I'm going to trim this portion that's above that line, the part that goes above that. So, okay, so I'm working on these two lines and this line right here. I'll change the color of that just so you can see that, okay? So those lines, I'm going to trim these two vertical lines right at this line. This is where it's going to get cut. So start the trim command. I use my keyboard. I'm going to type in TR for trim. Select this line. That's what's going to cut the two lines. Press enter. Then press what I want to get rid of over here. Okay, so this part and that part. All right, so that cleaned that up a little bit. I'll set this back to by layer. Now I'm going to get rid of these lines, these and these. I don't need these going past this point right here. So trim that. Trim. Click on this line. Get rid of those two. Get rid of those two. I don't need these lines going out this way, so trim. Click on that one. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. It's getting a little bit better. All right, I'm going to trim these out on the outside here. Start the trim command. This is my cutting edge right there. Press enter, and then I can just click on each of those. I like to use a selection window. It goes a lot quicker, so a right to left selection. I can select all of them at once. All right, so this one here, these two are gonna stop right at this line right there. So I'm gonna trim, click that line, enter, click that one to get rid of it. This one here, these two right here are going to stop at that line, are going to stop here. So these two are going to stop right there. Trim, click on that line, click there, click there. These two are going to stop at this line. So trim, there, get rid of those two. And then this one is a weird one because it kind of goes across. It's got these little nubs that stick out, so I'm going to trim it on this side over here. So trim, this is my trim edge right here, enter, and then I get rid of those two pieces there, okay? So this is kind of what I have so far right here. I'm missing one wall right there. Some of you probably caught that already, but I'm missing one right there, so I'm going to copy this line down. So copy, grab that, and start coming straight down. It gets right there. I'm going to type in 1 foot 10. Enter. And then offset it 5 inches, because that's interior wall. And then trim it over here. TR, press enter. Select my trim edge. Enter. Click what I want to get rid of. Okay. TR, enter. Trim edge, enter, click what I want to get rid of. So this is where I am right now. This is what it looks like. Okay. Now to clean this up a little bit more, I'm going to start getting rid of some of these little lines in between. So now this you can do pretty quickly using the trim command. I'm going to turn off my image for a second just so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to click on the image, and up here in the ribbon I'm going to click on the right here where it says show image. That'll turn it off for a second. Alright, well it's on a locked layer so it won't. I'll have to turn the layer off. So if you look at your layer properties, there is a layer called image. That's the one that's locked. Click on the little light bulb, that'll turn it off. Okay. So I'm going to trim up a bunch of these. So the way you do this is start the trim command, TR, select all of those like that. You know, you could select everything in your whole project right now. I could just grab all of those like that. Started the trim command, selected everything, press enter, and then I just click what I want to get rid of. So I want to get rid of that little line in between those two. Right there, 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 at the exterior walls, there. So I'm just clicking on that little piece. Now this one is 4 different lines. This one, this one, this one, and that one. Get rid of that one. All right, this one, and this one. And then one more right there. Yeah, that looks like all of them. Okay, so hit escape to get out of the command. Turn my image back on. Go back to my layers property. Click the light bulb. So I still need to make the openings for all of my, for like right here and over here. That's fine. And right here and right there. But right now I have the walls kind of laid out where they're going to go. And the dimensions I know are round numbers. So I know I'm right now I'm in a pretty good spot. There's 2 walls I'm missing. One right here and one right here. So I'm going to have to add those in a second here. All right, so let me see. We'll add these walls right here first. This little kind of wall right here. Now this is, it appears that it's centered on this spot here. So I'm going to draw a little center line right there. A line that's centered on this line right here. And then I'm going to copy it and go up to right there. It says 1 foot 9 1/4. I'll type in 1 foot. Let's make it 1 foot 10. And offset it 5 inches. I could copy him down here and offset it, but I'm going to mirror it. So MI, select those 2, click that point, then come straight to the right, click and enter. And I'm going to trim it, TR, enter, select everything, enter. So this, click that, that. All right, these 2 here. I deleted one of my lines. That's all right. I can draw it back really quick. So line right here. All right, so I have those in there now. All right, so I'm going to make some of these openings here, and then I'll be done with this demonstration for now. We'll come back and do the doors and windows in a little bit. All right, so if you look at this kind of, this part here is, you know, this wall's thick, 8 inches here, and then it gets thinner here. So I need to, that distance from there to there is 8 inches. So I need this to come in 3 inches. So I'm going to move it. Click on that and then just move it up 3 inches. I have to modify this to keep it together. All right, click that and that. And same thing on this side. This should be down 3 inches. So 3, just grip edit that. Grip edit that. All right, so I'm going to copy this line here to use as a trim edge. Go up. It's going to see 1 foot right there, 1 foot 6, 1 foot 6. Copy this one, 1 foot 6, going down. Trim these up. One of them got erased right there. I'll just draw that. All right. And there's one opening right here. So copy this, move it up to right there. It's probably 1 foot 6. Copy this down, 1 foot 6. And then trim all of that. So, and then there's the opening for the pass-through right there. Pass-through is hole in the wall that you can pass food and stuff through. There's a little, it's not a countertop, but it's a little place there you can rest things. So it's kind of centered on this. It's centered on this wall, not this wall. This wall's longer. This wall goes from here to here. This wall from here goes from that corner to that corner. So it's centered on the inside wall. So copy it. It's right about there is where it stops. It's 3'4". Copy it. Come down 3'4", and then trim it. And erase that little piece there. All right, so that's the walls. I'm going to stop there for now, and then we'll come back in the next one. Oh, we have one more wall, I see. I forgot one wall right here. It wasn't solid, so I didn't see it. It's that wall right there, that little bathroom wall. So copy this real quick, bring it down to right there. Now this bathroom is going to be very, very tight, so you want to give it as much as you can. So I'm going to do 5'4" right there. Offset that 5 inches and trim it up. All right, so I'm missing my doors and my windows, but we'll do that in the next exercise. Now, is this the only method that you should use to complete this? No, this is the method that I use that kind of suits the way that I draft. Some of you may have other methods that you like to use in terms of the order and the commands that you are using. What's important is that you find commands that help you to be very efficient and to make sure that you're precise, you draw with a high level of precision and accuracy. So, all right, so that's it for now. The next, this is walls exercise. The next one will be doors and windows.